had had enough.
Well, you drove out there into the middle of nowhere and had some sort of loud verbal display challenging ET in general out in the middle of nowhere?
That's what I was doing. I actually had a pistol in my hand at the time. I was really ticked off. When I was having this fit, I was waving the gun in the air, okay, and I had this fit. And at this moment, I said, okay.
He was a Louisiana man named Montaldo. Folks around called him Six Gun Joe. Worked with ICAR, don't you know, investigating UFOs. Out for a drive with a gal one night, they stopped to check out the reporting site. When an alien lit right there on the ground, he commenced to throwing his weight around. Now, old Six Gun didn't take too kindly to that kind of thing, especially without Vaseline or anything like that, you know. Seriously. Well, Six Gun looked that critter right in the eye and said, "Any last wish before you die?" Yo, reached for his gun, quick as a twitch, and said, "Fill your claw, you son of a bitch." Now a legend spread across the land about this pistol-waving man. But if you're from space or from Earth below, you don't give no lip to Six Gun Joe.
Welcome to the Outer Realm with Michelle DeRoche and Amelia Pisano. Airing live on the United Public Radio Network, 105.3 FM in New Orleans.
What's out there? What creates the shadows in the corners or the creatures of the dark? Who are those on the other side? What do they have to say? This is the Gateway Podcast. This is not your normal style of paranormal talk radio. Brought to you live from United Public Radio Network, 107.7 FM New Orleans.
What do you think, John? The song? That's the
Not
song?
bad, dude. Not bad at all. It's pretty good.
Yeah, ignore the video.
It's a weird video.
Yeah, the video is weird, but the song is awesome. And I think she's singing Free Holiday. Free Holiday would be fun and good.
I'll find one for the first break. I'll send it to you, Messenger. All right.
Reflections of yesterday. Reflections of yesterday.
All right, Jay, I sent you for the first break music.
Okay, cool.
All right. And that's good.
Yep, I'll look at it. It's about over.
What a holiday. Happy holiday.
Yeah, that's Franco the guy. Oh, hang on a minute. There we go. Sorry about that. Welcome, everyone, to UFO Undercover. We are here tonight without Joe. He is busy in Los Angeles doing all kinds of fancy things at the Writers of the Future Awards show this weekend. If he has time, he may pop in, but no promises. So you got me, Jay, and my good buddy, Sean Kelly. What do you think of that song there? That's Banco de Gaia.
Never heard of it in my entire life, but I liked the music. It was a nice beat. Kind of like a happy song. You know what I mean?
Exactly as you requested.
Yes, that was, don't worry, be happy. But, that's okay. You and Michael come up with all these decent or unexplained videos of music, now I say.
Well, like I said, if you looked in the private chat, I said, ignore the video, just listen to the song.
Yeah.
He's kind of like Moby. He's an English DJ. Hey, River. And
hey, River.
He puts together some really, really fantastic music. And so the album that's from is called Ikiza, which is a bizarre spelling for Giza, like where the pyramids are. And that's what's on the album. That he's got the 3 pyramids on the album, and then I don't know, 12, 15 songs. Check it out if you get a chance one day. Just listen to the whole album. It's very, very good. Great for your mind. Great for your moods. Tangerine Dream does the same thing for me, so you'll definitely enjoy that. So I Did you happen to watch the hour that me and Leah did when we had a double shot of the UFO Undercover last week?
No, I didn't, buddy. Hi, Heidi. Hey, Kirk. Good to see you.
Hey guys. Oh, I'm not
Thank you
even
for
in the.
coming in.
Let me go back to that. Yeah, there is everybody. Hey, God, everyone's here. Awesome. So last week we kind of had a flub. We had a double dose of UFO Undercover. There was an hour with me and Leah, and then there was 2 hours with Joe,
And me.
Sean, and Mike, and everybody else. But me and Leah had started wondering about UFO societies, alien type societies. What is their society like? And what we didn't really talk about society. What is a society? So Wikipedia, I know I've grown. Everybody hates Wikipedia, but just for the basic definition, Wikipedia says, I quote, a society is a group of individuals involved in persistent social interaction or a large social group sharing the same spatial or social territory, typically subject to the same political authority and dominant cultural expectations. Meaning they're from the same countries and so on.
Right.
Societies are characterized also by patterns of relationships, social relations between individuals who share a distinctive culture and institutions. A given society may be described as the sum total of such relationships among its constituent members. Kind of a bizarre definition, but
just like UPRN hosts, right?
Yeah,
just like all the UPRN hosts. We're a society.
We would definitely be a society. That would definitely be a definition
to our show.
But that's just one part of it, and the definition doesn't really describe what actually entails society. So, what do you need? Besides individuals of common interests, what else do you need to form a society? What else creates society? What else makes things uniform and orderly?
Having one leader, maybe two.
There has to be a hierarchy of some kind, of control or a government or religious type of control.
I'll give you an example. Look at my paranormal group. I had Pittsburgh Paranormal Society. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It was my paranormal group. Okay. I was, it was my group, so I was on top of it. I also had people underneath me that was like kind of in charge of different things, and some kept the groups together, and just to be able to communicate with each other, go out to dinners, go investigate, whatever, and to be a society like my group, kind of like did everything together. You have the same rules, same things, no animosity. Every now and then there could have been a little rip between members or something like that. So that's what, if you look at that, that's how I look at what a society should be.
Well, of course, that's absolutely part of the definition. But I think other things are required as well. There must be an infrastructure. So you have to have a certain way you set up your cities, and your living centers where everybody. You're not going to all like live hundreds of thousands of miles apart from each other. You can start gathering in smaller places like cities and towns and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So there's got to be that kind of infrastructure. How you build a city? This part is for residential. This part is for where we manufacture. This part is where stuff comes in from the port or out from the port.
That's like Albert. Yeah, that's very ideal there, Heidi. Glad you brought that up.
Yeah, I think that not only that, but a legal system, whether it's religious based or just law based, government based. Yeah, you have to have those morals, and then you have to have something to enforce things against those morals.
Right.
So there's going to be. I would think they'd have to have laws.
Now, if the aliens had a society, each one had a different society, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I think they would not really have any problems of there being any bad aliens. Like they're not going to send them to alien jail. You know what I mean? What I say is that they are so communicated. They were just, oh, that's a good one. Kurt, read Kurt's. And, but I think if they don't break the rules, then, and I'm sure that the aliens um, would not, cause a bunch of trouble because they know they can get zapped. You know what I mean?
Well, I think as long as they're whatever aliens they encounter, they're if they don't cross that their particular morals, they might not interfere. But clearly, there's been some strife in that. Hey, Mark, glad you came in.
Hey,
But
Mark,
going on to Kurt's, I was going to bring this up too. This actually, Kurt, I think
I
worded
like
it a
that,
little
Heidi. I like that a lot.
find it. There it is. Yeah. So absolutely, Kurt. Yeah, I was going to bring it up. They'd have to have. They probably don't. They probably don't barter with like for cash and that kind of things. No, we don't, Mark. Um,
Nope.
so I would think what is the commodity? They would certainly have certain commodities that they covet. I would think you get super hyper advanced. You're a 1 million-year-old species, a 5 million-year-old species, maybe even hundreds of millions of years old species. Money may not, monetary and physical goods and having all the best stuff may not be the end all. They may trade in other things like emotions. They may trade in memories, or perhaps even science or technology, or in intelligence.
Right.
I would think even mathematics. They would. We may have come up with a type of simple math that they have forgotten for however many millions of years, and they might be astounded by, oh, we forgot about 1 + 1 is 2 and 2 + 2 is 4. So
Mhm.
they might covet those kinds of things more than they would money or material goods.
True. True. Um, or look at like Native Americans, for example. Let's just say the Apache, right? Um, their elders have so much knowledge in them that maybe there is like Apache B people, and they need to know something, so they
Hmm.
go to the elders of Apache One.
Yeah. Oh, no, that's absolutely it. I mean, and that's the verbal traditions. That's the exact kind of monetary uh, goods that I would think that an uber advanced species who's beyond physical, they may even be the grays we know aren't necessarily sexual beings. They reproduce using uh, either clone technology or grown biological husks in a scientific atmosphere. So
Well,
pleasurable things. I mean, what they wouldn't need things like pornography is definitely not going to be any kind of monetary thing they need up there, and they've probably evolved beyond those kinds of emotions like love and sex and uh, jealousy. Um,
mhm,
but some of the other societies would not, that like the reptilians and the tall whites. Now, according to Charles Hall, Area 52 or 3, where the tall whites are housed here on planet Earth, uh, they're very interested in us, not just as a human type species, but for breeding purposes too.
okay. And how would
So,
they breed?
well, the same way we do, and apparently they are compatible with us. But that's also part of the society. You can't have a society if it's just 500 individuals that live 1 million years, and then at the end of 1 million years, society dies. So there's got to be a way to progenerate the society to keep it going. So that's another infrastructure they must have. Now we know the Greys use like husks and a download system. Like if the husk dies, they can get to that person's brain fast enough. They can download it into another body, and he's still going.
Okay, all righty. Um, that's really really interesting. So so they're consummating with their brains, taking, say like Heidi is say like Heidi's an alien, right? we'll say a reptilian. Heidi's a reptilian, and she wants to make other little reptilians or reptilians. So she'll go into our mind, in my mind, and your mind, Jay, and make other reptilians. That's the way I'm look. What you just said. That's
Well,
the way
no,
I'm looking
it's
at it.
not telepathic, but she could use telepathy to control our brains to the point where we would be amorous enough to breed with her, because the reptilians breed just like we do.
Okay.
They haven't now. I'm not entirely sure what type of reptilian style creature they've evolved from, but they aren't snakes and they aren't. They're not cold blooded, so they have the same types of.
Yeah, no reptilians, huh?
It's a little late now, but the biological species reproduce biologically the same way as we do. Uh,
Right.
on the show Star Trek, they speculated, well, would it even be possible? And it clearly it was, because uh, Lieutenant Commander Spock is half human and half Vulcan, an alien species, and that's just fictional. But we know it's true. We have very, very strong evidence. Not to necessarily say that we know it's true, but we have very strong evidence suggesting that there are hybrid species created between all of the alien species and us. There are
I
ones that,
heard about that. In fact, I've been on some shows where you and Joe talk about it,
yeah.
to where their skin is like totally white and they got clear blue eyes. You know what I mean?
Well, it's a range, really. It depends on how much of one side or the other. So you got the reptilians on the one side and the humans on the other, and they can shift one way or the other. They could be more human looking than reptilian and more reptilian looking than human, but they're not 100% reptilian looking and they're not 100% human looking. But the closer they are to the human side, they don't take them away from the planet. They allow them to stay on Earth. The ones that span towards the more reptilian side, and some of them can have reptilian type skin, lesions that we would consider uh, abnormal or normal for them. So the skin might be rough and bumpy
I
in
must
places.
I must be turning into a reptilian, Jay, because my skin is so damn dry. I'm telling you, it's unbelievable,
Well,
man.
that's just because of from winter. But yeah, no, my skin is the same way. I have to use a specific laundry
Jay,
detergent, or I
let
scratch
me ask
all
you
day
this
long.
question, Jay. Let me ask you this question. Do
Yeah,
you think we're reptilians
no, I know
and not
we're
know
partial.
about it?
We're
And not,
partial on all three levels there. If you there, I'll have to look see if I can find the image. There's a profile, cutaway section of the human brain. And there are three parts in it. There is an insectoid part of our brain. There is a reptilian portion of our brain. That's the inner part, and then the outer part is the primate brain.
okay.
Hey, Joe Fox is in the room.
Hey,
Uh,
Joe Fox.
so we have the aspects of all three, and then I'm not entirely sure that the grays must have been a primate-based life form at one point, because we don't have a fourth dimension to our brain yet. So if their brains are any different, and we think they are because of the alien autopsy we've spoken about, also, when they take the creature's brain out, is significantly, very, very significantly different than our brains.
Speaking of that autopsy, do you believe it was a real alien?
I do. I'm on the side with Dr. Baden. He's a forensic pathologist, coroner. I believe I'm on his side. And then Stan Winston, he's deceased.
Heidi.
Stan
Yeah. She could have been Heidi. She could have been.
could have been. Stan Winston, he's a fantastic special effects makeup guy. He made the alien for Aliens. He made the queen for the second Aliens. The big monster. It's like a giant puppet that he and his crew. He did the monster for Predator. Basically,
Right.
okay, that's Stan Winston. He believes it's a legitimate, whatever kind of creature it is. Now, is it an alien being? Dr. Biden, like I said, he's a forensic pathologist, coroner with over, I think, 40 or 50 years worth of autopsy and surgical history. And he's seen all kinds of pathologies, all kinds of weird diseases and illnesses and disfigurements of the human body. And he described if this individual had the malformities he thought he saw in the body, polydactyly for one, because it had 6 fingers and 6 toes, but it also had a misshapen head and a misshapen body, and the arms they weren't long and gangly, but they were not proportioned like ours. So and he named off all these different, diseases and ailments that these different configurations on this body could be. And he said if this individual had all of these ailments, he would have been institutionalized immediately, and they would have studied him for forever, because they would not have expected a creature with all those pathologies to survive more than a year or so out of the womb. Yet this creature that is autopsied is on the order of at least 20 years old.
Okay. But how much? Now I know these guys are very important, but how can I mean for the normal human being that's out there, that would be so hard for me if I was normal. I am nowhere normal, but that would make it like, man, Jay, you're talking out of your butt, man. What's going on here? You know what I mean? It's just like it's hard to fathom from what one person says. I mean, my question would be to you, if I was a normal person, how do you know those people are right?
Well, it's a good question. I can only go based on my own scientific knowledge.
Okay.
Now,
Okay.
I am well versed in movie special effects. I've created my own neat special effects, gory special effects for a video when I was in college. I have a couple years of schooling in cinematography. I have a degree in videography. I have a minor degree in art history and a minor degree in black and white and color photography. I know how film and digital things and magnetic videotape, I know how they collect light and images and sound and how they operate. And having seen this film, and I haven't physically handled the actual film, but I have a DVD where they analyzed this 16 millimeter film with this alien on it. And from what I've seen, I'm convinced it's not a special effect. If it is a special effect, then that guy should be working in Hollywood if they aren't already.
Right.
And if they aren't, I mean they've lost on millions of dollars.
Okay. Kurt says, you ever hear another gray like the Varginians? Ones, if they were grays, I think they were only the case I heard with red eyes, I think.
The Vargina, I think isn't it like a Midwest Indian name for them?
I don't know, buddy.
The only ones that I know of with the red eyes were known as the ant people, described as by the Hopi as being gray aliens, and they sometimes are described as having red eyes, but they're not ants, and of course they're not people. But no, I haven't heard anything of those two words being put together. I'd have to look up Vargina, and it's been a while since I've heard that name. So fantastic question there. You stumped me. I'm usually pretty good.
I was just thinking that, Jay. He stumped you.
He did, but if my recollection is right, it's the same as the what are those dolls called? Cochina.
Mm-hmm.
they're the same as in Japan. They're called dogu. The dogu figures, I don't remember them being ever described of the creatures that were in them having red eyes, but the creatures that operated these suits and came out of the ocean in Japan in prehistory were described as like an amphibian type of creature, which might be reptilian to uneducated eyes. And these cochina, these vargina, these in Australia they're called the wandjina, Wandjina, wandjina. And then the dogu in Japan, they're called what are they called in Africa?
I don't know, but I wish I had your brain.
It's thank you. It's very similar to the dogu word from Japan, but all of these creatures are just shown wearing like pressure suits, and of course, Giorgio Tsoukalos and the Ancient Alien crew, all those guys, automatically it's aliens. But I'm not sure about the Wandjina, but with the Cochina, and
there he is.
Hey, JoJo.
Welcome, buddy.
Oh, what? Fat finger syndrome. Get back up there.
Hey, there we go.
Hey, Joe.
Hey, what's
Good.
happening?
I'm glad you're here, buddy.
I just stopped by for a few minutes, man. It's been like the fucking whirlwind down here is what it's been. I just now started posting stuff. Matter of fact, I got a new book after I read. I'll have to send it you. Oh, Jay, you'll love it. It's a new X-Files story.
Oh, cool.
I picked it up from Kevin J. Anderson earlier today. It's I don't want to interrupt. What were y'all talking about before I come bebopping up in here? Like,
Well, you have to talk to Jay because
Kurt asked us about the Vargina. Let me see if I can find the thing for you. And I can't remember what it was.
Joe, Heidi says hello.
Heidi, hello, sweetie. How you doing? Welcome from Los Angeles. I'm still here for another 4 days, I believe. What is today? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday,
Wednesday,
Saturday.
yeah. So there's the comic. You can see it, the Vargina, Varginha. And I don't remember what they are, but I think they're similar
How are you eating out there, buddy? How
exactly
are you
like
eating?
the Cochina of the Hopi.
I'll have to check into it. What were you saying, Sean? It looks kind of interesting, actually.
How are you eating? I mean, they feed you good?
Oh, yeah. I have an expense account while I'm here, but so just to put this in perspective, so a hamburger, fries, and a Coke is $50.
Wow.
The buffet in the morning is 44 plus tax. That's about with tip. It's about $61. It's fucking crazy. It's what it is. That's why they give us an expense account because it's outrageously expensive here. I've been spending about $100+ a day in food.
I'd be in trouble. I'd be spending $200-300 a day in food.
It's well, I've been eating a lot. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I got quesadillas and that. I've had steak, quesadillas, all kind of shit.
Well, so I love quesadillas, but my problem with quesadillas is I can only eat half a case.
Yes. Well, it's funny here. The ones at the hotel are $35, and they're not decent now. They got
for a quesadilla.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, that's what I tip or tax. When I give you the price, what I tip.
Better have filet mignon in it if it's $35.
No, it's got flank steak.
That means ass.
Yeah. So then we started looking at we've been eating at Dave and Buster's. I don't know if y'all have ever heard of them. It's some kind of like
yes.
Food. Yeah. So they actually got a decent menu, very high carb menu, but a decent menu.
Yeah.
And then
they have a lot of video games too. So.
Oh yeah, I stay outside. It's too noisy inside. And then we've been eating at a place called 25 Degrees. They got a really good woohoo burger. It's a wahoo burger, whatever the fuck you're gonna call it. Oh, excuse my language.
Wagyu.
Yeah, Wagyu, that's it. And they got a pretty good burger. And then we're going to Mel's, and then a friend of mine, Karma, wants to take me. I can't remember the name of it. It sounds really good. They said you usually got to have 2 weeks wait, but we got some friends, so we don't have to. And I'm going to try to get to I have been here. I have been to California, Los Angeles 22 times in my life, and I still have not eaten at that effing Chinese restaurant.
Really?
So I'm gonna see if I can squeeze it in. I mean, I leave here at 6 o'clock Saturday, so I won't even get home till it'll be midnight when I get home, because I got to gain 2 hours on the way home. I think I'm gonna stay in the city and then take a Uber.
Yeah, that's the only thing that sucks about flying east is you lose time.
Yeah. Last time I was going out west, so I went out east first to Carolina, which I gained time. And then I went backwards and lost 3 hours. I said, man, it messes with your mind when you're doing all of that. Because I wanted to stop in and see y'all earlier because I was in the room and I kept thinking, what time is it? And then Michelle texted me and I realized, it's getting close to showtime. And then I hit the live, but I saw, look at those cute looking guys on here. Y'all been talked about, man. Look. So we're gonna have a lot of people coming up in the future. Bain, I don't know if you know who Bain Publishing is. They're gonna start sending us an author a month.
Cool.
Yeah, so they're very interesting. I think it's mostly sci-fi. The station's now. So the station's going to be syndicated on NBC now.
Nice.
So the only 4 shows that we haven't negotiated is The Author's Quill, The News on the Flip Side, The Chat and Writers of the, not The Chat, The Outer Realm, and John Show. I told them they couldn't have them unless they paid for them.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm trying to get it to where once we get to a certain amount of numbers, we can push our syndicators into paying for us. And I know now that had nothing to do with UFOs. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want to, I don't want to get Sean and Jay in trouble because I popped in and started talking business.
No worries.
No worries, dude. We want to talk about.
Mark says he sent you a list of authors.
Send it, yeah, did you? Okay, well, I haven't been able to check my mail because I've been busy, but I'm sure I'm gonna have a lot to do because I haven't even posted any archives. I do have y'all's. I've been sending Michelle y'all's numbers, so you're good on that. But what was that? What was it? Tuesday's numbers? I can't think of it. I know she's up to date up until Monday night because I talked to her and made sure she had it all, and then she'll probably get Tuesday and Wednesday later tonight when I get back in. It's just it's hard because she's 3 hours ahead. The other night she texted me or something. Or she called me in the morning or something. Well, it's 7 here. It was 10 there. I'm like, I'm gonna kill this woman. I mean, I have not got more than 3 hours sleep. I mean, last night I was doing interviews till 3:30 in the morning.
I saw some of those, Joe. They were great.
Did you? Oh, I got a bunch of stuff's going to get posted. The Gala is going to, of course, go live on the station tomorrow, but yeah, I'm going to be posting stuff. We had
read this, Joe. We want Sean for an hour and a half on Tuesdays.
Sean, oh well, you know who you got to talk to. That I ain't got nothing to do with
you. Got to talk to Michelle.
You got to talk to. Well, actually, you're going to have to talk to Michelle in CL. She'll have to agree to it.
Oh yeah.
Well, Kurt, you got
or you can do it 2 ways. You can ask CL to move up a half an hour, or you can flip flop spots with it. But that's harder on you because it's later at night.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, I mean, I don't have a problem with it. But that's the boss lady. She got final say on all of that stuff. And we do have, we're going to probably have some new shows coming in. I'm meeting with a rep from NASA tomorrow, so that's interesting. And
nice.
Yeah, well, her friend's going to be the new head of NASA over there. And the Karen Bass thing is interesting. We'll see how the interviewing boy, man, it was hard to get to her because she went and just listen to this real quick. I got to tell you. So I get this. Finally, I get a friend to get hold to him, right, to the mayor's office. So he tells them about us. They go check us out. Well, they went and looked at News on the Flip Side when there's no guest on. Well, you know what that meant because you know how we are when there's no guest.
Yeah.
We're out of control, man.
Probably caught us talking about food.
Oh no, she caught us talking about politics, and they were like, "Y'all are harsh." I said, "Well, we are harsh," but I said we're by ourselves. It's different. I said, "Go back and check us out," because she's pretty much telling me no. Her aide. I said, "Go back and listen to some archives where we have guests." So a couple of hours later, they contact me back, and she said, "Oh, yeah, you're right. You do treat your guests much." I said, "Yeah, because they're guests." And I only want to talk to her about the situation with Hollywood. I mean, right now, Atlanta's the #1 producer of movies, followed by New Orleans, followed by Canada. That means Hollywood's 4th. At this rate, in a decade, there will be no Hollywood. I like coming out here, so it's just a thing. It makes life better, and so I'm gonna talk to her about that, and then I'm gonna talk to her about who, Governor Newsom. I'm gonna tell y'all a little secret. Listen, people, and there's like 3 million people listening. I don't know how many listen, but listen, yes, it's a secret. Do not tell anybody. So, I mean, people are serious. I will come haunt you down. So, hunt you down. Sorry, haunt you down. My brain is so fried. It's not even funny at this point. And it'll start calming down tomorrow because we'll have the gala and the big party afterwards. But so I'm doing all of this because once this interview is done, I'm sending it to Governor Newsom. No. So that I can get him on because I imagine Karen's going to tear him a new asshole. Twice I cursed it. So I've been cursing all week, man. I was cussed this one, cussed that one. I've been all over. I've been all kind of places this week, man. It's crazy down here. Plus, you can't walk down the streets without getting high.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, everyone's
Mm.
smoking
What I
down the
heard.
street.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, it is tough. But next year, I think it's just 5 years plus the 6 events for me in 5 years, and I'm thinking maybe we might have to have somebody with us next year. It's easier
I'm
when
available.
I was going to say it's easier when I have somebody to do help organize and stuff like that because I'm
That
only
ain't me.
because there's 24 winners and probably 24 judges plus the staff, so it's a lot of interviews to get done.
A lot of people.
Yeah, but I'm here for 8.5 days, using 9 days. So I mean, I'm 14, 16 into the guest, and Friday or actually tonight I'll probably do some of the judges, and then we'll go from there and then see what happens. Do
Cool.
some good shows, do some crazy shows. How long y'all got? Like an hour or a half hour?
Yeah, we've just been on about 40 minutes now.
Yeah, 'cause I got the times all screwed up in my head.
Yeah, you're 4 hours back now, I think, because we're in daylight savings over here. So
No, it should only be three. I think it should be. I mean, when I'm talking to Michelle, we're only three back, so that's because she said,
Well, pretty soon in 5 minutes, it will be 5 o'clock LA time.
yeah. Actually, that's right. 4:55. That's what it is right
yeah,
now.
it's almost 8 here. So yeah, 3 hours still.
Yeah, okay. It's one of those things that goes on. Oh, man, it's been crazy. And then I have to remember where y'all are. And then I have to remember show times are based on Central Time, so it screws me all up. Like, really? Oh, get this. So yesterday, you know how I send pictures of helicopters from my house?
Yeah.
So I'm in the suite. I'm way up. I don't know if y'all seen any shots I sent from the suite, but I'm 13 floors
Right.
up. So I look out the window. Yes, it's big black and white helicopter. I mean, it's basically level with my window.
Yeah.
So I said, look, don't be looking. I said, don't be looking at my window because I'll drop my booty and show you something you don't want to see. But he was out there. I got him on video. I posted it on one of the reels somewhere, and they just stayed around. I guess it was some kind of crime went down.
My friends and I, we were in Baltimore, Maryland. I don't remember the hotel, but we were like same thing, like you, way up. We were 15 stories up, and we asked for that because we went to a Star Trek convention for the weekend, and we said we want to be on the room on the level where there's not a whole lot of people because we're going to make a lot of noise. And so we made so much noise, like there was like 8 of us, that Baltimore police sent the helicopter to buzz our hotel room. I mean, not just buzz. I mean, they took the bright lights and ding, and we were like, oh, shit. They literally tried to blind us because we were making so much noise, hooting and hollering.
Well, I mean, you know what's funny though? I've been here with these guys. This is like I said, 5 times, six groups. I rarely see a cop on Hollywood Boulevard.
Mm.
So I mean, from where we are, I can look and see Los Angeles main city. Looks like it's about maybe 8 miles to the right of me. You got some mountains on the front of me, and I got a heated pool.
Oh wow!
Dang.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I might go pop second at night. I wonder if it's got a closing time.
No, probably. I would say 10 o'clock.
And then some of these roofs has big words written across them. Like the only place I could see it would be a helicopter. I don't know what that's about. I guess it's to identify the building. I don't know. It's weird. I can see my other favorite hotel, the Roosevelt.
Oh yeah,
that
was the last time, wasn't it?
No, it's the first 2, and then we've done. This has been 3, either 3 or 4 here. I lose count, but there's a lot of good people here. Kevin J. Anderson's here. Scott Card's here.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, ladies. Orson Scott Card is in their game, and Kevin J. is in all kind of stuff. And then
Dune.
and Dune, and I's got that book out, and then you've got just a whole host of people here, and then of course Tim Powers is here, which is Caribbean people. What is it? Stranger Tide. That was the original book, Stranger Tide. That's what all the Caribbean movies are booked on.
Yeah, the first one is called Pirates of the Caribbean, Stranger Tide.
Yeah, so it took him forever for him to get his money out of that. By the way, they just ripped him off. But he's one. And then Todd McCaffrey here, which is Anne McCaffrey's son. He's got a bunch of books. The only one, Larry Elmore couldn't make it, which bums me out because he's a lot of fun. And
well, that sucks. I was about to ask about him.
Yeah, he's going to do.
Anne McCaffrey. My mom met her, and she got one of her books for me signed by her. But then most of those books didn't make it in the move when we lost the house. So That kind of sucks.
Yeah, they and I think Todd. Well, he's moving. Todd's moving to Ireland.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, well, that's where he was born. He said he's going home, and so that's nice. I said I hope you got an extra room for when I come over.
Right.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then somebody found out I did UFOs. Now it's all over the hotel, and they're driving me crazy.
Uh-oh. Did Jim Meskimen make it, or is he just there for tomorrow night?
So there's some clips I put up. It's they did a radio. So they did an old time radio show, and I put 3 clips up. Jim Mescalin's one of the actors, and his daughter's one of the actors in it too.
Yeah, cool.
It's really good. They did a really good job. I mean, the first 20 minutes I kept trying to fall asleep because I was just exhausted. But I told the girl sitting next to me, if I fall asleep, kick me. She said, "Really?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "Just kick me, I'll wake up." And but he does an excellent. So
he's amazing. I was surprised when I only met him the one time on the Writer's Quill. But while I was doing an interview with you guys, I looked him up. I was shocked how many characters he did on the cartoons. I was like, he did that guy. I'm like, wow.
Yeah. So he opened the monologue up last night with he did a voice. He did he did the ABCs, and each letter was a voice. And he does a good Robin Williams.
Does he?
Oh man, he does. And but he hasn't. I told him. I said, "Man, can you do Pike?" He said, "I haven't watched the new Star Trek yet." And so
yeah, Anson Williams is a little difficult.
Which, by the way, I have seen some new trailers and some stuff that hasn't been released to the country yet. It was one of the things debuting here. So Paul's going to be in Strange Worlds this year, or whatever it is, Star Trek, the new Star Trek. Remember Paul from Enterprise?
Yeah, she's going to make a guest appearance on one of the
she's going
episodes.
She's going to be the Paul that Kirk and Spock and Kirk met. So so I was like, wow, really? Yeah, so that's going to be interesting to see her play the part. Yeah, because that's an older part for her. So I was like, wow.
There's Mikey.
Hey, Mikey.
Hey, Mike.
Mikey. What you doing, Mikey?
What's up, Mike?
Hello.
Oh, you're fucking.
Now my microphone works. You know what happened? This is what happened. Chrome is not allowing me to set my microphone inside of StreamYard. The only way I could do that is to use Edge. So,
oh gosh.
Yep, I'm gonna have to get a new code. What's that?
That's really weird because StreamYard prefers Google.
Yeah,
isn't that funny?
It's not letting me use my camera. I have to use an external camera, so I'm in the same boat as him. I may flip over to Edge too.
I gave all permissions.
I'm going to go to
the real quick secret. So if you're going to use Edge, which you can, when you start it out, you got to make sure it starts it out. So because StreamYard won't let you stream anything on Edge unless you've got it set to Edge. So you can actually set it to Edge. But if you try streaming anything, it's going to want you to go to Google and stream it. But there is a way to stream it. I learned that a while back. You can set it over to Edge, and it'll make Edge priority, so you can pick and choose. So that's kind of nice, and that's a new thing.
Yeah, we'll get it all straightened out. How's the trip, man?
So far, good. Let me show you. Let me see. Can I turn the camera around? Where's the camera on this thing? Oh, well, maybe we'll just do it like this. Los Angeles, people. There you go.
There you go. You can almost hear the gunfire.
Kind
of cool.
Not around here. There's too much marijuana smoke. They're too cool. They're too late.
Too lazy. Too hot and lazy to shoot somebody.
So, like I said, I'm at the Lowe's Hotel. So ASI, which is Arthur Services, there's only 2 blocks away. Not even 2 blocks, about a block and a half. If you walk down there on a weekend, you will be so effing high. It's not even funny. Even like today, I was coming back. I had to stop at CVS to get something, and I walked out. I was like, Jesus Christ, man, come on. There's like a wave of smoke that hit me in the face. I've been thinking that they got a Maserati for rent. I've been thinking about renting and going down the Highway 1, doing some trolling and some trolling. They're only like $89 for that's like 4 hours or something. So
you can beat the balls off that thing for $89.
Well, no, I didn't I'll tell you a little story from the very first time I ever came up here for Writers of the Future. We were staying at the Roosevelt, and I was watching. I was in one of the classes, and I looked out the window. And at first, the thing I saw was a bunch of vans with the roofs off of them to bring you to marijuana stores. That's what they do. Pick you up, bring you to the store, bring you back. So it's like, really? And then I noticed it was a red and yellow Maserati there. So I went down there and I talked to the guy and I told him where it's from. So he gave me a discount. Yeah, well, he charged me the $90 plus I got the insurance on it, and but he gave it to me for 6 hours instead of 8. So I'm on Highway 1. I'm having a blast. This son of a bitching thing is like a rocket. There's a couple of times I know at 140, just boom, you were there. So I'm coming back and I'm going down this highway. I'm cruising about 90, 95 because that's what the guy told me you could go that fast there. So I'm cruising, man. I come around this turn into this little town thing. I was getting ready to slow down, and they got roadblock, not cops, just roadblock. It's a movie set, and people are everywhere. I'm like, oh shit! I mean, I was cruising, so I grabbed the emergency brake. You know, how you get the one in the middle, pulled it all the way up, cut the wheel, and punched it, and just spun it around, dropped it, and took off. And I was gone that quick. So I just disappeared. So I'm about halfway back to the hotel in here. On my glass window, I'm, oh shit, it's a cop, right? I look over, there's a guy with a release form in his hand. Can we put it in the movie? I don't know if
Really? That's awesome.
Yeah, that's Hollywood for you, my friend. I was like,
That's funny, man.
Did you sign it? I would.
Yeah, no, I signed it. He gave me a check. He gave me a check for like $800 something.
Nice.
Yeah, I was like, but I told him, I said, it's not my car. He said, oh, don't worry, we'll block the license plate or we'll change it. I'm like, that's cool. He said, because he asked me, well, are you a professional stunt driver? I said, no, I'm just from the bayou. We try to escape the cops.
That's fantastic.
But it was just fun. It was one of them sheer, I mean, because I was cruising and I went, it's a Maserati. I wanted to see what it could do. And
Well, you found out.
yeah, he also told me he gave me the red one because it had the big engine and the yellow one actually had a V6 in it.
Oh,
And,
shit. Yeah.
So if you want to keep your gas, use this one. I said, no, I don't care about gas. I'll get some gas.
Gas
I tell
mileage
you-
is for wimps, man.
That's right. Well, there's a section on Highway 1. Once you get out a little ways past like LA, there's nobody on it for a little while. Man, I punched that bitch. That car was gone. It's a rock. I had the convertible. It's not a convertible. It's a hard top.
Yeah.
And I had a hard top up, had it in the trunk. I was just wouldn't have me pinned to the damn seat. I was suffocating.
When someone starts talking to me about gas mileage, I look at them like they're an idiot, man. Like just effeminate. I get great gas mileage. You like, what's wrong with you? Who cares?
Well, if I stop in to see y'all Friday night, I'll probably be drunk or loaded.
How
or something.
fast is the goddamn thing? That's what I'm saying.
Oh, it's,
Stick me with
well,
a
I never
V6.
talked to that. The speedometer said 190 on it, so I don't know
Someone
if
tells
it's-
you they got a V6 and they're like,
And you only got
bragging
up to what?
about it.
140?
I had when I hit that one stretch on Highway 1, it's probably closer to 160. But it kind of felt like it was cavitating, like it was wanting the front was wanting to lift up.
Isn't that
Yeah.
a V12? Isn't that a V12?
No, not this one. This is a Maserati, just a standard V8. It's a high powered V8, but
Some
it's
of
just
them have V12s, man.
some have V12s, just
Some
like
have
some of
V12s,
the
some have
Jaguars have
V10s,
V12. And like that, now my sister had a Viper with a V10. That thing was a beast, but it was
Mhm.
hard to control. It wasn't made for making turns. It was just made for going straight.
The
Really
big-
fast.
Bugatti, man.
You have to have high-end torsion bars and sway bars at 120 plus. I had a 99 Camaro, and it wasn't the top model, but it wasn't the base model. And I got up to 120, and the speedometer tapped out at 125, and it cavitated too. So I mean, it's just if you have more equipment up there, you can defeat those.
Yeah, you need stuff. And I noticed this one's got adjustable spoilers, front spoiler, back spoilers adjustable. You can put it on automatic or you can do it yourself. I had everything set so it was pushing as close to the ground as it could get it because I knew I was going fast. And it handled well, took turns nice.
Oh yeah.
And, my sister car tried to kill me 2 or 3 times in that Viper. That thing was it was so overpowered. When you punched it, the ASM would just want to try to get in front of you. It was like it was trying to drive backwards or something. It was crazy. Car.
You just beeped in. Oh, Leah's here! Yay!
Hey, it's Leah. Leah, welcome to Los Angeles. Woo!
How are you guys doing?
We're doing pretty good.
Wonderful.
Joe
Wonderful.
was giving us the skinny on the Warriors of the Future competition that's going this weekend.
How's that? Yes, tomorrow the big event. There'll be a lot of broadcasts. I probably won't get to talk to anybody because the event lasts till 9, and then we do an after party. For somebody does. One of us always does a party. So they'll be going on because everybody's stressed and it's left. And then Friday, a bunch of people are leaving, so that's kind of nice. And I get out. I don't leave till Saturday, so I'm like hell with y'all people. And it's crazy, but a lot of famous people here, a lot of happy people here, and a lot of. Oh, I know the guy who owns Fanex is going to be down. Pat Henry from Dragon Con is going to be down. This lady from NASA is going to be here. We got one of the people from Space Command coming. bunch of little movie stars here and there spread out all over the place. And they got a nice crowd. Hummer Limo will be waiting for us in the morning. I'll be decked in the nines, baby. Be like, look at that sexy bastard. It's well, they weird out because it's a new crew, so they haven't really seen that much of me. And they don't realize when I'm here, I'm usually decked out. So I came in with jeans and a shirt on, and yesterday I was bumming it with jeans and a shirt and a vest actually. And then that was Monday, and then Tuesday I was in a 3-piece suit. Today I'm in a 3-piece suit. And tomorrow I'll be in a formal suit, and then Friday I'll probably be in jeans. They got the new shirt, the new Riders of the Future shirts came in. They're light blue.
Nice.
So I snatched 2 of them today, and I got 3. By the way, I guess we'll give some of these away when I get in. These 2 I can't. These are personal copies. They're autograph copies, and I'm gonna have the family autograph them too. Oh man! So I met one of the. I gotta tell y'all this. I'm such a dog. So I meet this one of the winners had the mom here, right? So she comes up and she looks at me. I reach out and grab her hand and put her hand in between both my hands, real soft, like. And we're talking, and I said, "Damn, now I know where your daughter gets that beauty from." She said, "Y'all are both very beautiful." I said, "But I think you're prettier." She turned pink, her face started twitching and shit. And then so we're doing an interview with Haley last night, and I said while in the middle of the interview, I leaned over because I wasn't on camera. I leaned over and said, "Oh yeah, I was flirting with her mom." She goes, "He is one smooth talking." Oh man. Well, I won't want to be when I am. Yeah, and then I flirt with everybody up here, so that's nothing. The staff is used to it. They know for the most part I'm harmless. It's hey, look, there's Dave and Buster's right there. I can see it from my window. Look at that shit. I know that. I'm gonna let y'all go in a few minutes because I want to go get something to eat and sleep, and I need sleep is what I need. This 3 hours a night is bullshit. And
Get you some melatonin. Go to the Walmart, get a bottle of melatonin. That'll put you right to sleep.
Man, I got Advil with me. That shit didn't even put me to sleep. It takes me. I guess it's the time difference, and then they got this freaking feather down comforter on bed. I can't sleep under. It's too hot.
Yeah,
I wet my brains out. I'm like, nope, can't sleep on this. But see, I need help. I'm definitely gonna have 1 or 2 people up here with me next year. This room is plenty big enough. I put the room up. Let me see if y'all can see. Hold on. So,
good Lord.
Wow,
that's bigger than some apartments I lived in college.
So it's a great room for doing things. And this room, the couch actually pulls into a sleeper.
Nice.
And I think there's an extra cot underneath the bed. So I was because I told John I might bring some people with me next week because there's just too much going on. First, there's decks. We have authors and illustrators in different areas working. We have all kind of judges in town. And since I'm friends with almost everybody now and the staff and everything, I can introduce y'all and they'll just give you carte blanche and let you run and do what they want, whatever we're doing. And Karma's, I still haven't had a chance to have lunch with Karma yet. And he does all kind of stuff for me. Yeah, but anyway, I'm going to get out of his hair, let you finish the show, have some good times. I just wanted to check in. Like I said, if I check in Friday night, let's just say I might be in one of them kind of moods and leave it at that.
You might be a little.
And because we'll be wrapping up, and I'll probably have already packed and all by then, so I can leave Saturday and get my butt back to where it belongs. I might go see the La Brea Tar Pit so I can push somebody in it. Not some fossil they can find in 1,000 years from now. And then I seen Leah's Bobsy twin up here.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. I was like, what the hell you doing up here, Leah? The girl looked at me like I was crazy. I wanted to take a picture, but then I went to insult the girl.
Yeah, that'd be kind of weird.
Why are you taking pictures of me? I'm telling you, Leah, it was your twin, girl. You got a sister or something? Because she was your twin.
Maybe it's her and she's stalking you, man. You would think
I know.
I'd rather be there than where I'm at.
Maybe the girl's an alien.
She drives for a living, man. They ain't nothing but her to go to drive to LA.
Leah's made this drive many times. I don't even think it would be a big deal for her. What is it like?
I could do it with my eyes closed.
What is it? 2 days, 3 days, 2 days, huh?
Yeah, just about.
Yeah, just zing on down and hang out. It's I was gonna bring somebody with me this year, but they had said they were changing stuff and doing special events and shit. I said, well, I gotta find out what's going on before I bring anybody with me. And but it's nice. And of course, I'm sitting at the desk looking out the window right now. That's where I'm actually at in the room. So it's comfortable. It's nice. It's quiet, except when the helicopter's outside looking at my room, it perverts. And other than that, though, it's nice. Yes, there's a Roosevelt right there.
Oh wow.
Yeah, there it is right there.
Cool.
I don't know what that trailer park shit is. I didn't even know there was a trailer park in LA. So
that's just there to take the tornado away from the other big buildings.
Yeah, I know. But when I get back, I got stuff I can't talk about right now. But when I get back, I'll tell you all about it. There's some weirdnesses that were going on and other stuff. But I want to talk to y'all, and then we'll talk about it. Anyway, thanks for babysitting the shows for me, guys. I'll see y'all pretty soon.
Yeah,
All right,
thank you. No problem.
Bye. Be careful. Bring me back a blonde, man.
Yeah. Thanks for the updates.
A blonde? What? A blonde?